This is a true story about ordinary heroes. This is about very simple rural women in Africa. A quiet revolution is taking place. Illiterate and semi-literate rural women, most of them grandmothers, who have never left their villages in their lives, are proving the impossible is possible. By the hands-on approach, they are baffling high-powered engineers, universities, donors, development planners, and paper-qualified experts by demonstrating incredible sophisticated technology skills and exposing the fundamental inadequacies of the formal educational system. Without using the written or spoken word, they have come to India to be trained in 6 months to be solar engineers. Unlike the universities and other urban-based training centers that are all theory and no practice, it is not surprising these women know more about practical installation, fabrication, repair and maintenance than any paper-qualified certified solar engineer after 5 years. These women represent the profile of everyday rural Africa, from poor agricultural communities, housewives, daily wage laborers, midwives, small shopkeepers, slum dwellers, are all now recognized and respected leaders in their own communities. Even after 6 months in India, using only sign language while training, they know no theories of physics, electronics, or mathematics, no names of any spare parts, and have never heard of generating power from the sun. All the women, sitting together from 26 different countries, learn how to assemble charge controllers and inverters, how to establish a rural electronic workshop in small rooms donated by the community, install solar panels on the roofs, connect them to deep cycle batteries, and solar electrify each house in the village they come from. But what is extraordinary is that they have solar electrified each house in their own villages, all on their own. As a result of 12 women solar engineers trained in India, solar electrifying 1,760 houses in 35 villages, in 2011, the President of Sierra Leone has constructed the first barefoot training center in Kontaline in Africa, where now these barefoot solar engineers will train 150 solar grandmothers from all over the country. When the 6 simple rural illiterate solar grandmothers returned to Burkina Faso, they were received as heroes. 3 cabinet ministers, the UNDP resident representative, and the entire national press were there at the airport. The Prime Minister received them. The barefoot approach does not believe in issuing certificates or diplomas after training. The certification should be done by the community themselves. That is why we believe men are untrainable. They are restless, ambitious, compulsively mobile, and they all want a certificate so that they can leave the village looking for a job in the city. None of the nearly 200 illiterate grandmothers trained as solar engineers from nearly 28 countries all over Africa have left their villages. So what are the universal lessons we have learnt from training poor, illiterate rural women as solar engineers in Africa? Lesson 1. Any illiterate woman, including a grandmother, from any part of Africa can be trained without using the written or spoken word in 6 months in India to be a confident and competent barefoot solar engineer. Lesson 2. Sensitize the community first by involving them from the very beginning in taking major decisions on behalf of the whole village, and only then bring in the solar technology to the village, a genuine community-based bottom-up approach. Lesson 3. Keep urban-based paper-qualified engineers away, because their arrogant top-down dependency approach, like in the case of the Millennium Village, is surely doomed to fail. They have neither the vision nor the courage nor the faith to select and train women as solar engineers. They also do not have the communication tools to speak as equals with poor communities. Lesson 4. No certificate should be issued. None of the grandmothers from any country in Africa have asked for them. Lesson 5. To reach the very poor, only a partnership model can work. The business model for the very poor in Africa will definitely fail. The cost of solar electrifying 170 villages by nearly 195 women solar engineers all over Africa is close to $3.9 million, less than the amount being wasted on 2 millennium villages. There is no question. The barefoot approach is here to stay. What Mahatma Gandhi said comes to mind. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win.